we'll go ahead and jump right into it. What wins are we having? Either put them in the chat, raise a hand, unmute, speak your truth. What's happening?
Well, I do have one.
Tell us, Jason.
Okay, so Nicole's really been on me about these reviews, so I've really been putting more heat on my people to get these reviews, and we got several over the last, well, I think since last week. But honestly, our phone, we've picked up more Google calls since we've had those more reviews. We've gotten, I think, 13 or 14 of them now. But we were hanging around 6. We got 6 more reviews, and we're actually at a 5-star now. And our phone is actually ringing more with those calls this week so far. So it works. It works.
That's awesome.
Love
it's true.
it. That's huge, Jason. And yeah, it doesn't take much when you truly do start seeing a difference, with the amount of calls and people. The more reviews you get, the more people you're going to hear saying, I saw your reviews, I want to work with you. It just becomes an easier sell too. So keep on keeping on. You're going to get so sick if you hear me say it, but just keep getting those reviews.
Keep doing it. Yep.
Yes. And kind of along those lines, guys, one thing that we want to make sure to cover here today, you guys should have gotten an email this week explaining it as well. But we've been working with Google. They notified us earlier this week that if you're noticing your review count is wrong, don't panic. It's happening to everybody. No, Google's not picking on you. It's happening to everyone. Your reviews should all still be there. It's just the counter that is wrong. And so don't panic. It's something that Google is aware of, something that they're working on. All of your reviews should be there. It's just the counter is inaccurate, and it should correct itself here as Google's working on it. If we get any other updates, or if we need you guys to do anything on your end, rest assured we will send an email and let you guys know. But as of right now, just keep getting the reviews, keep operating like normal. It's a Google problem. They're going to solve it. Okay. Back to the wins. More exciting stuff. Dale, I see you in the chat here. I know you don't got a mic, but it looks like we have 2 interviews to conduct in the morning. And that is very exciting. I also wish that Google would be counting more reviews compared to less. That would have been nice. I see that in the chat too. Remodeling Wizards, it's good to know that your review count was correct this morning. So it sounds like some of them might be already writing that wrong. So we'll keep you guys posted. Michael, I saw your hand up. Do you have a win to share?
Well, that's why I threw it back down again, because I don't know if I have much of a win yet. But yeah, I'm hopeful, I guess. But yeah, I actually had a question for Jason, which was, but we can get into that later after the wins are done.
All right, we can do that. Yeah. Any other good things going on? Any wins? Helpful insight, stuff you may have learned the hard way that can help others. Anything from this week?
Yeah, I guess I'll join the group here. My name's Jake. We're new to the program here. Just joined this week, so this is our first call. But we did have a good win where yesterday we had a really good networking meeting with a local broker here who's starting his own brokerage firm. And so that was just kind of a promising lead to a lot of new work, because we've worked with this broker before and he really liked our work and our communication. And now he's kind of opening up the floor to his note. So yeah, just kind of putting the right pieces in place and taking the wins as they come.
Yeah, man.
Jake.
That's awesome.
Congrats on being here. So much more to come. Rick, I see your hand up. I also see your comment here in the chat. Do you want to unmute and tell us a little bit more about it, or do you?
Yeah, absolutely. We hired a plumber and an electrician this week. Seems like it's going pretty good. Both have, the electrician's got 17 years experience. The plumber's got 10. and they're knocking it out of the park. We was on a big electrical job, and we was starting to fall behind, and I think we lucked out. We got good guys on that, and then we started a couple weeks ago. Somebody said something about meeting on Fridays and every other Friday, and so they do a breakfast. And so I know a lady, and I actually hired her to cook for us every Friday. One Friday something light, the next Friday is like a big buffet in our.
Oh, heck yeah!
Yeah, so it has actually been huge for the team. Like, they've been talking, man, nobody's ever done this for us. So we literally are taking that time to say, hey, thank you for what you're doing. This isn't a deal where we come in and bust nobody or get on to nobody. It's literally just, hey, we appreciate you guys. And so anyway, the meetings on Fridays have been, man, game changer for us so far. We've only had like 3 or 4. We actually had a guy come in. He's a client of ours, and he called. He said, man, I want to meet the owners of this company. He said, because every time I've had you guys out, y'all are phenomenal. So we actually had him come in and talk to the whole team about, hey, I'm a client, and this is what I expect, and this is how y'all have done a great job. And so from the client's point of view, talking to the team. So that is, man, it's been huge. And then the company pays for my breakfast too. So I'm kind of happy.
Yeah.
That is just fine, Rick. That
Yeah.
is just fine.
I love it.
Thanks for sharing that. Jordan, what's up, dude? You got some good stuff?
Hey guys, good morning. Yeah, I mean, I don't have my own chef over here. That would be a win.
Yeah, for sure. I agree.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to give a shout out. Last week we talked a little bit about marketing, getting out, getting to know people, spreading your roots out, and part of it is just the importance of connecting with as many people as you can. And this is major for us because we're big on going after additions, new builds, and part of that is when you get an addition, one in, for instance, we have one that's about $150,000. Our client had about $100,000 but needed a $50,000 loan. Their investor fell through, so they come to us and say, "Hey, we don't have enough, but we still want to use you guys, and we want to make this happen. How can we do it?" All of a sudden, ding, 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 I've got 5 realtors in the back pocket and 5 lenders in the back pocket that I can start going to and asking questions. Within about half an hour, I've got a success lender on the line with our client, meeting up with them. They had a call yesterday, and he's getting them lined up for the remainder 50,000. And they're just, super ecstatic. They're like, "Oh my gosh, how do you know these people? You guys are so connected. What's going on? We love you guys." I'm just saying it pays to go out and do the work. And in our industry, especially, on some of these bigger jobs, had it not been for networking and getting out, you guys, we wouldn't be able to land this job. Although the green light is not there, we know it's coming, but it's just, it's something to look forward to for us here in the next days to hear back from them. But yeah, just a major win, getting out, talking to people, getting to know. It's not about what we can do, but who's the right person for us to hire or get into the conversation. And it's a game changer.
That's awesome. And Jordan, that story kind of reminds me of some of what, if I may say, Big Jim Colkey shared last week. That's the nickname I'm officially designating to you unless you tell me not to. One thing that you just made me think of is as tradesmen, as skilled construction guys, it's almost like you guys have already developed the harder skill set, right? Like you guys can literally do the things that I simply can't do. Or Nicole. Bryce may be able to do it. Bryce is pretty handy, but don't know anything about travel. Anyway, what I mean by that is that a lot of times hitting that next point of business growth of success and maybe feeling like you're unequipped. Hey, I'm a tradesman. Hey, I'm a construction guy. Well, you have the harder skill set already developed. it's just a matter of knowledge, knowing, like how to do the networking or how to run a Dream 100 or how to do these different things that may be required, with a combination of embracing the discomfort in doing that. That's the biggest thing. And so I really love that example because, Jordan, you just went out there, you made it happen. And it sounds like you developed prior relationships from just going out there and not being afraid to, insert yourself, and introduce yourself to people. And it ended up really not only paying off for you guys, but it sounds like you're changing this customer's world. So that's super cool, man. Thanks for sharing.
What other wins do we have going on today, guys? Learning that happened this week. Good things going on.
Well, I'm always winning.
There we go, baby. There we go.
I'm always winning. I'm in a train wreck every day, but I'm still winning. So I'm new to you guys. I've only been here 3 weeks, and I'm not happy about it because it's a shit show for me because I'm literally I have no P&L, I have no KPI, I don't have shit. So I know how to do construction. I'm not gonna lie to you. I can get customers, but I can't do the back end. But because of Nicole and I'm gonna say this right, Caden, and I can't remember, Alyssa, I think it is. So we're ripping everything down over here. I started here with 10 reviews. I'm at 31 reviews right now on Google. I'm like,
let's go.
I'm gonna have 100 reviews by May.
Let's go.
So we're pushing our LSA. We got two calls on LSA. We closed a deal yesterday. I got about 750,000 in the hopper that we're going to try to close up here in the next couple of weeks. We have a brand new program because of you guys. Our Pick 5 and Pick 7 programs. We're doing McDonald branding. That's why I'm here. I wanted to bring this up real quick. I wanted to ask because I'm part of Am Spirit, which is like BNI. So I go to meetings. I think Jordan was talking a little bit about that. Your connections are your network is your net worth. So I'm out there grinding away, meeting people. But I want more organic. Obviously, the LSA is God, so I'm just pounding away on Google. We are. I wanted to just bring this up. My company name sucks, so I'm Post Services. You don't know what the hell I do. So I bought this morning. Yeah, it's horrible. It's horrible. It doesn't. Nobody knows what Post Services. They think I'm the mailman. So I ended up buying this morning kitchenbath.com. I filed the DBA this morning with my attorney, so we're rebranding for analytics. So all this is because of you guys, because I had the company for 2 years and I'm just a shit show. So I'm just ripping all my shit down, and it takes a lot of guts to do that. And when you say you're, calling your kid ugly, nobody wants to hear it. So I know I have an ugly kid, but I'm going to turn him into a model.
That's right. That's right. Wow. That gets you charged up on a Thursday morning.
Amen.
Thank you for sharing that, Jim.
Demoing houses do too.
Oh, Clayton! Wow, I've not heard your voice in a minute. What was that?
So demoing houses get you going on a Thursday morning too. We're fixing to
Heck
drop a
yeah.
tree. We're fixing to drop a tree through a house.
That is the fun part of the job, it sounds like.
Clayton's I never know what Clayton's doing when I'm on a phone call with him. The other day we're on a call and he's like, nah, I've got to go find this kitten. I'm like, okay, Clayton. And then there was one time where there was a raccoon in your house named Rocket.
He was a
Oh my
pet.
God.
It's always entertaining. I love it.
That's great. Hey, by the way, I want to start doing this more frequently, but just introducing new members of our group. I don't know if you guys remember the very first group call that you guys had ever been on, but you're like, what is Redmond Growth? Who are these people? All that. So I think we've got Jake Schaefer, and just wanted to welcome Jake to the group. Good to have you. That's a pretty impressive beard you got there. So I think you're going to fit in just nicely.
You're right. Yep, I felt the vibe when we had our first call with Bryce.
Good. Yeah, man. Yeah, you guys are in some serious like competition here. So great to have you. I also want to introduce Caleb and Corey Bird. Caleb and Corey, and I'm not sure, Caleb, if you're in a spot where you could turn on your video or introduce yourself. But Caleb and Corey are a son and dad team out of here in Owasso, Oklahoma. They own Bird's Eye View Construction, and it's funny because how this whole thing came about is Caleb's wife actually cuts my hair, and her and I were talking, and she was asking me about what I do, and she was like, "Wait, I think my husband like did a call with you guys a few months ago." So then that got the conversation going. So Caleb, just want to welcome you to the group, man, and Corey as well.
And I've got Corey here too.
Yeah, there he is. Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, we're excited to be here.
Absolutely. Okay. If anyone has any other wins, you can raise your hand to share. I'm just going to kind of transition though. Something I want to keep everybody in the loop of. This is very, very new, but I met with Bryce about this yesterday, and it's something that we're going to explore more. At Redmond Growth, we just are literally always looking for ways to bring more value to you guys without having to like increase costs or charge more or anything like that. What that typically looks like is marketing insight, marketing enhancements, developments. But our CMM software, we're beginning to add a new estimating feature to it, where you can not only like if you guys have ever used QuickBooks and use the invoicing software, you can not only invoice customers and collect payment, and not only can it likely integrate with whatever card processing system that you currently use, right? There's a number of integrations that it has, but we are also developing it to where you can send all your working agreements, all billing agreements, these are agreements to customers, as well as building estimates actually in the software if you want to build a price book or create standardized pricing. And so it's not something that we're really ready to launch yet, but it's looking really good, and really appreciate Bryce's leadership and helping us develop this. And so just wanted to kind of let you guys know that CMM, we're going to develop some more functionality beyond just the marketing. And if you guys have a software system that does all that, totally up to you. Not asking everyone to change it, but if it's another added benefit, just know that we've got that coming. So want to transition here to any issues, questions, or insights that anyone that came up this week, that you'd like to maybe share with the group, ask the group. And so what do we got, guys? Jim.
So I've been literally looking to ramp up because I just onboarded a guy. Literally, that's why I'm late to the meeting for a new CM, and I want to push our product, our kitchen and bath. So I've been outsourcing and trying to meet companies that would do Facebook ads and Instagram. I don't know if anybody's done that and what the results are. I don't want to deal with a lot of tire kickers. I'm dealing with Howes right now. And I want to scale very quickly because the product I'm selling in Chicago, nobody's doing it. And we know we have something that's really amazing. Anybody I've ever explained to this product, our brochures that we have, they're super excited about it. I partnered up and I actually have relationships with the manufacturers directly now that they're so excited that they're posting my stuff on their site because they want me to sell more cabinets. So everybody's winning. The question that I'm asking is, there's companies that do Facebook ads, and I'm literally getting calls all day because I'm tapping that button on Facebook and on Instagram of companies that can help us scale with the ads. I'm hearing it's $1,500 to do the ads, so basically $5 a day Does that sound right? Or $50 a day? And then,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Do you know that we do this?
Well, I didn't know.
Yeah. So like Instagram and Facebook ads are a big part of what we do. And I'm not sure what package that you're on. But typically at our craftsman level and above, or marketing only package, Facebook ad management, what we call it meta ad management. Meta is the parent company of Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, all the kind of stuff. But yeah, this is like a big part of what we do. And and I'm a big believer in it. You know, in the early days of like Facebook advertising, it was more difficult to get a better performance. It was pretty cheap, but because largely dependent upon the knowledge of the Facebook ads manager, right? This would be Alyssa. Alyssa is our in-house meta ads manager, right? And so the way that Meta has developed and the way that, you know, they developed algorithms and AI, it has gotten so smart to where if you can keep on advertising, you know, in the beginning, you will get tire kickers, right? For the first month, 2 months. But over time, Facebook gets smarter and smarter. And as long as you continue to collect data, then it will eventually get you to a spot to where, I mean, I want to be careful with what I say, but 70%, I would say, of your leads are the exact lead that you're looking for. And just a clarifying question, are you wanting to advertise more of these like low cost interior like condo and apartment remodels? That, because I know when you explained it to me, I was wowed too. Would that be the service that you'd be advertising?
So we do full renos. So we do, I mean, I've got a 300,000 going right now. I have a 200,000 getting ready to launch. I'm meeting with the HOA downtown for another 250,000. I have 100. I'll be honest with you, I hate them. They take too damn long. The ROI is when I walk out of the property, maybe 33 to 38%. My kitchens and baths, I built this machine that's basically it's a jet, and I just want to put the jet fuel in it and let it rip. And so I've already built the backup team. So we have 4 backup teams. So our subcontractors that will go do the work, and we already have timelines. So we want to do a kitchen in 2 weeks, or a bathroom in 2 weeks. We want to do a kitchen in 3 weeks. And then I just had my CM here, and I said, you know how you're going to be worth more money to me? He's like, what? I said, get those things done faster. I said, that's how you make money. And so, and I don't do anything discount. I say they're value driven, and I try to, you know, and obviously I partnered up with Enhancify. I got it from here. Again, another win for me. I got Enhancify, and it's super amazing. Enhancify now follows me on Facebook and Instagram, and they partnered up as a collaborator. So
congratulations.
I'm not an IG guy. Didn't have any account. You guys check out my postservices.co or post services on Facebook and IG. You'll see people starting to follow me, and because I'm a knucklehead and just going at it, just trying. I don't know what I'm doing, so I'm using ChatGPT to make this shit and putting up a few photos of my stuff and trying to make it happen.
Hey, Jim, check out the chat, right? Conrad of US Exteriors here on the call. He's in Chicago. He uses House. He wants to talk and help you sell remodels.
Awesome.
And so if we could get Jim and Conrad connected, that sounds like it'd be a really, really good match. Dude, I apologize that you did not know that we do that. But it's for the kind of remodels that you're describing. Again, I tell people have a 3-month minimum commitment, meaning you've got to be willing to spend, even if you didn't get any leads, even if and that wouldn't happen, but you've got to have a 3-month commitment to the initial commitment to the advertising process. But you could kill it on Facebook and Instagram. I just, you know, if we did like the main, in my opinion and our team's opinion, the main and most effective thing that we provide in terms of services is our coaching. But if we weren't a coaching company, then I would transition our entire brand to be a meta advertising company for remodelers and construction companies, just because we're really good at it, you know. So we can help you with the offer creation, ad creation. Would love for you to record a video ad. That'd be awesome. We can walk you through that process too. Alyssa's great. She'll walk you through everything. But yeah, Nicole can get with you and we can run that for you.
Amazing. Yeah, I'm waiting on Alyssa. She's doing that. So the problem is Nicole probably already vibes me, and so does Caden. I'm super electric, so I don't like to sit still long. I get up at 4 and I don't stop till midnight. I love this, and I love being part of this. Before I'm trying. There's women here. My dick got kicked in the dirt, and my teeth. I'll be honest with you. I was in my office I came home on a Monday. My wife would ask me what's wrong. I own a couple other companies and they're successful. But when you have something that's up here and you're starting down here again, and I'm like brand new at this and, back at grinding and nothing was working. And then obviously I come in here and it's a slow pace. But I'm the guy that I'll throw money at it because I know what it takes. It takes currency to get the things rolling. So I know that. And so I'm sure Alyssa's probably wanting to choke me. I know Caden is, and so is Nicole, but I'm just pushing.
I don't think so, man. Everyone that on our team that I've talked to one-on-one really, really likes working with you. And maybe Jim. So I shared this with Caleb and Corey earlier this week when I was meeting with them. The way you want to think about it, we used to say this a lot, and I still think it's a helpful way of understanding. So if we set a goal, right? So we want manageable growth in your business, and this applies to literally everybody on this call. We want manageable growth in your business, right? If we grow at a 2% rate or 2% per week, if we can make the business 2% better every week. I know 2% may sound like, oh, that sucks, right? That's not what I want to do. We work at 110% every day. But if we make the business 2% better a week, what happens in a year? Yeah, 100% growth because we got Thanksgiving and Christmas, so maybe 2 weeks total of not, but 2% a week equals 100% better in 1 year. That's our goal. Our goal is to continually make the business better to help you not make the same mistakes, right? And what we want to do is keep you laser focused on the most important thing week by week by week in order to do that. That's why I said earlier, our coaching is the really bread and butter of our program. Okay, sounds great.
Jim, I want to kind of going back to your original question about ads, Facebook ads. We usually start people around $25 to $50 per day. Now, there's certain caveats, certain situations where that might not be the case, but $25 to $50 a day is pretty expected the first, until we get some traction with ads. That's usually where we start people. And then one thing that I tell clients all the time, and this is something I learned from Robert, sometimes focusing and making progress on one thing means saying no to a ton of different good opportunities, not because they aren't good things and they aren't things that we're going to do or want to do, but because trying to do them all right now is going to cause us to not make progress. And so when we have clients that really do want to do everything all at once, we love that. Our jobs as coaches is to really direct that energy into what's going to serve them the best right now. What do we need to obsess on right now and move on and perfect and implement before we move on to something else? And so be patient with us coaches too. We're trying to just make sure that we focus on the right thing before moving on to the next.
Yeah. And Jim, just to clarify, that $50 a day that Nicole just mentioned, that is just what you would be paying to Facebook. The ads management, you're not that's included in the current package, right? So these other companies, when they quote that $1,500 a month price, that doesn't include ad spend. That's how much they charge just to run your Facebook and Instagram ads. Because you're already a Craftsman level client, your fee isn't going to change, and the only money that you're going to spend is the ad spend, your ad budget, right? So just to clarify. By the way, want to open it back up to any other questions, insight. Really good discussion here. I am a bit surprised that Jordan Berry decided to show up after Sunday. You know, I'm not surprised that doesn't have his camera on, but we experienced about, what was it, guys, like 18 weeks of this guy talking his stuff about the Chiefs. And yeah, Jordan, it's good to see you, man. Corey, what's up, dude?
Hey, yeah, so I got a quick question. Obviously, we're new to this call. And one of the challenges we're encountering right now is we outsource our supplementing work for insurance claims. We do a lot of storm damage type, external restoration type work. And so we use a couple different external resources. I don't know if anybody on the call has any advice or maybe some referrals or something that, you know, we could look into from that standpoint. The ones we're using now are okay, but they're not as thorough as we'd like them to be, and then also it's taking more time than we would like as well.
Jeff.
Yeah, so I do a lot of water restoration claims like that. So I have I got tired of trying to do it myself and just not being accurate. So I actually have an insurance adjuster that I just pay. He gets a 10% cut of whatever he increases the supplement by. And I paid him to handle the entire supplement process. So I just hand it off, and you know, I had one the other day. It was started off at 9,900, and we ended up at 34,000. So he likes it because he makes a good side income off of it, and I like it because it's something that takes something not super familiar with completely off of my plate.
Jeff, do you primarily do that with just one person, or is that something that you offer? And how did you come to this? How did you develop this?
Well, I had previously, the remodeling work I'd done previously was just me helping a friend of mine with his business on the back end. And he claimed to be an expert at Xactimate and we kept losing money on jobs because he had no idea what he was doing. I was like, well, I'm not going to take the time to learn how to be an insurance adjuster. So I just actually had a project manager who worked for me whose brother is a claims adjuster. And so I just pulled him aside and offered him, you know, hey, handle this process for me. I'll give you a 10% cut. And he was really happy with it. So I don't do as much of it anymore though, because my project manager is not working for me now. He's on his own. And so he's getting all that business from his brother that I was getting before.
Awesome.
So,
wow.
I'm looking for another guy who wants to, you know, who understands the adjustment process. Just looking for another one right now to start it up again.
Yeah, Caleb, go ahead.
Hey, Jeff, this is Corey's business partner. What is the turnaround time typically for you with this guy?
It's quick because, you know, when we started with him, we actually had two guys for two different companies doing it for us. And so, you know, they knew that if they weren't, you know, turning it around fast, that we were just going to hand it off to the other guy. I mean, and they're probably averaging, you know, $1,400 every time they do the supplement process for us. And I guess because both of them, you know, I had some kind of a indirect personal relationship with, it was easy to communicate with them, and and I don't pay them until we're done. Right. So if we can keep on dragging that supplement process out, then they stick with it as long as I can. And I haven't ever had a problem with them. You know, they go in and, you know, first they go to the project, take the pictures, put it together, send it in, insurance company comes back, and then they just keep arguing it until we get, you know, finally come to a final negotiation on it and get what we think is fair for the client.
That's awesome. Yeah. Is there a good way that we can maybe connect with you at some point today?
Today's tough. I'm booked today pretty much. But
let's do this, Caleb. I will start a group text with you and Jeff, if that's okay. And you guys can just in the group text work out a time to connect.
Yeah, that sounds
Does
good.
that work?
Yeah, Jeff and Robert.
Yeah, appreciate
Yeah.
that.
Jeff, I really appreciate you sharing on that, man. That's some real subject matter expert insight. So that's awesome.
Yeah, I'm not an expert in anything. I'm just trying to find people who are.
Well, it sounds like you've done a decent job of that. So way to go.
Yeah.
All right. Anyone else? Conrad, first of all, I'm like, what is that animal that is hanging on your wall? That's my first question. But do you want to talk about XBuild briefly? Because I know that Corey and Caleb are in the market of trying to decide a new software.
I think.
Yeah, we used XBuild for about a year, and they're getting better and better. They're using AI to get estimates back to the customers faster. They're pretty responsive, unless something's going on in the background, and they'll take anything all the way to the finish line, including going to appraisal if necessary. So there's been some times that they didn't get back to me as fast as I wanted, but they have a good system going. It's pretty streamlined, and it's all within their app as well. So XBuild, yeah.
So do you want to just briefly explain what XBuild is?
Yeah. So you have a insurance claim, and as I think Corey or someone mentioned earlier, wants to estimate it up in a language that the insurance companies understand, which is Xactimate, right? And to learn all that and to be proficient at it, or hire somebody else, that's money, and you have an opportunity to pay XBuild to do that, write up an estimate for the insurance claim, and actually, go back and forth with the insurance company to get a favorable outcome, and basically to make sure that the insurance company covers whatever was on the policy. So they that's pretty much it. They just basically write up estimates and try to get as much money as they can for the customer, which would be us, and work with us to maximize that on a regular basis. I'm trying to get them like more and better work. It's just they're helping us with anything anyway, but they have some criteria for each kind of project that they are willing to actually attempt, and that's actually good, because if there's no damage or you got a straight up denial, it's just wasting everybody's time typically. But
right,
yeah, so that's a bear on the back of my wall that I killed in Alaska a couple of years ago.
Dude, okay, that is sweet. I was literally about to follow up, and I'm so glad you remembered. Yeah, that's awesome. Thanks for sharing that.
Yeah, appreciate the recommendation, Conrad.
Yeah, I would check them out. I think it's like there's like a deal to join and to try them out. So it's kind of it's a win-win basically.
And it's software primarily just designed for estimating insurance projects, or does it have more functionality around that? I just put the link in the chat, by the way.
I think there's some more, but that's primarily it. They're just trying to streamline that process, get the photos that we need to put together this report so we can engage the insurance and get the money.
Sweet. Appreciate that.
Sure enough.
All right, guys. Anyone else? Questions, insights, stuff for the group?
Michael, I know you earlier said you had questions about the reviews.
Yeah. I was wondering about the
Oh, look at this, man. This guy has not taken off his Eagles gear since Sunday.
it smells so bad right up here.
I forgot you're in like Philadelphia, man. Hey,
we're going to the parade tomorrow, man.
That was a special. I was pulling for the Eagles just because I'm Boomer Sooner, Jalen Hurts, whatever. But that was a special.
You could just say it. You were just rooting for the Eagles because I was.
I was rooting for the
That's
Eagles
good
because
too.
you were. Yeah.
There we go. Perfect. Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
My question was like, you started getting leads so quickly on through Google with having because you keep getting your reviews up higher. And I have like 20 reviews now at 5 stars, and I haven't received anything yet. And I didn't know what was different, I guess. Like, what am I missing as part as like, is there something else I should be doing to see about getting more people or calls, even like warm calls or somebody even calling about anything besides these telemarketers that I just get nonstop?
Yeah, so well, does anyone else want to address this? I've
I-
obviously got stuff
I
to
can
say,
help
but
you out.
yeah.
I had 10 to 3 weeks ago. My goal is 1 a day. I'm getting 1 a day. I don't care what it does. It's easy. I walk, I talk. I'm going to get 1 a day. I made a QR code. I had my guys make a QR code with the Google, and I just put it on a little piece of paper. And when I'm out, if I'm out, I meet people. I'm like, hey, listen, I'm chatting with them. I says, hey, listen, how was your interaction with me today? And they said, great. I said, would you do me a favor? You own a business? They said, yeah, I'm going to write a review for you. And would you write a review for me? And they said, yeah. I says, and they're like, well, I'll get you later. I'm like, the phone's right here. You can do that shit on your phone right now. So I give them the card. They scan it. They do it right there. You go on my page now. I literally got 2 today. So I'm pushing like a sledgehammer because now I know that Google is, and you could do it. Yeah, I'm not special. I just have a head and some feet and some hands like you. And there's nothing special. You can get out there and just make a QR code. If you think that you're gonna do it like your friends do it, I just force them. I'm like, listen, you want to be my friend, then my friends do this shit for me. That's it. If you're not my friend, then let me know now, because you're not going to write a review for me. Because you know what, this is really important stuff, because it's super important that you have this. And now I know it. And now I'm just shoving. I don't care if people don't. If you say I'm pushy, then I guess I'm pushy. But you have to fight for it. I mean, it's pretty easy, because I go to Am Spirit, I hit up, and they're like, I send them emails, they don't even reply. So I call them up. I'm like, hey, you didn't reply to my email. I ask, you just ask. Most people don't want to ask for it. I was that guy. I felt like I'm Jim Kolke. I shouldn't have to ask for this. Who I am. You know what? I have no more pride. It's all gone. When you get old, you don't have pride. So a lot of these guys in here are above 50 like me. So you just don't give a shit anymore. Filter's gone, and I'm just going to go get it. And you should do it too.
So really, really appreciate that. Yeah, I might be scared if Jim Kolke was forcing me to do anything. But I'm not surprised to hear that. So
Yeah, I got to find
Michael,
more friends.
Yeah. Well, luckily at the parade, you got about 1 million people there that you can get a review from. So
yeah.
Good point. There is a funny story. So real quick, there is something I do kind of want to tell a story about the tenacity that Jim's kind of talking about. So we worked with this company for a long time, and they came to us as a better sewer inspection. The company name was a better sewer inspection, and they were like, we don't know why we're not getting plumbing calls. And, it's because I told them, hey, most people are looking for a plumber. They're not going to call a company called Sewer Inspection. Right. So we rebranded them, changed their name to a Better Plumber, but they ended up, they weren't allowed to tell me the exact amount that they sold their company for, but I know it was over $30 million. Right. They own a plumbing company in Denver. And they did the whole, thing where one of the owners of the company was a brother and brother-in-law. He, bought a house in Puerto Rico and married a Puerto Rican girl, and they're having their first kid, and like, life's great for him now. Right. He's like living the thing. But he had this tenacity so much so that I had to reel him back to where this guy would like show up to a UFC fight night at a bar, buy people drinks, and get a Google review. And like, I remember I was meeting with them, and a week later he had like 44 reviews, like 44 more reviews than he had the previous week. And I was going through his reviews, and like some of them were like, "This guy's awesome. Thanks for the free drink." You know, and so I just say, dude, you cannot do that. And anyone, do not do that, right? Because that's going to put your Google business profile at a risk of literally getting permanently suspended, right? We've seen it happen to people who do that kind of thing, right? There was a guy that we know who was offering like free Chick-fil-A sandwiches, and literally he had like over 200 something reviews, lost them all and had to start from scratch. No way to get them back. So you don't want to do that. But I think there is a sort of lesson in that tenacity there that is in that story and is what Jim's story. Michael, are you okay if I share my screen and share your actual Google business listing to give you some insight and to maybe talk through some of this?
No, it's fine. Yeah.
Okay. So this guy's in Philadelphia proper. I think that's pretty cool. You know, proper Eagles fan there. So the first thing that I noticed here is that
That's not me.
This isn't you?
No.
If you're
Okay.
in the SEO account, Robert, we've got access to it.
I'm not in the SEO account. Are
A
you?
lot of universals out there. They're riding my shirt tails, I think.
Yeah. So it sounds like it.
Yeah, I can.
Well, if you know that company, we can help them out. I'm glad to hear that that's not you, because I was like, your business is designated as an air duct cleaning service, and I think you want to. So the first question, Michael, is did you have a business listing before you signed up with us?
No, I didn't. I didn't have anything on Google for years.
It wasn't verified. He had like started the process, but we had to get it verified.
Yeah.
Okay, so just know that's like a factor that is, there's just nothing that you can do about the factor of time except for just having more time, like except for just waiting over time. I know that's probably not what you want to hear, but the way that you want to think about it is that all your, you know, plumbing and HVAC competitors in your area have had Google business profiles with, you know, I don't know your area, but I'm going to guess hundreds of reviews, some of these companies, and they've had their listing live for years. So they have built what we call authority and trust with Google, because Google has recognized, hey, they've got, you know, hundreds of reviews, hundreds of 5-star reviews, probably. They've been on, you know, Google for a long time. We want to rank them higher because we know that people in this area who are searching for these, so we see some examples here, these services, we know that there is a long track record of this company being able to serve Google searchers. Google is always interested in, especially now with AI, more than ever before, in making sure that Google users find the answers or solutions or businesses that they're coming to Google for. If Google started ranking brand new businesses, right, and the 3-pack and started ranking them really high, well, then you could have these fly-by-night companies coming in, you know, taking a month, getting 20 some odd reviews. Google ranks them. Then, you know, customers call them. The company is, you know, maybe they're not licensed, maybe they suck, whatever. And then people are like, oh, I can't trust Google, right? I need to go somewhere else to find the company. So that's kind of the logic behind it and how Google works. And so just know that what you're experiencing right now, it's only going to get better from here, right? So that's the first thing. The second thing is, while 22 or 25 or however many reviews you had is a really good start compared to where you were at 0 when you first started with us, for a service company, Nicole gave some examples, for a service company, you want to think of yourself in the hundreds. That needs to be the goal, right? So think about, hey, this is a long distance play here. Now, there could be a lot of progress that is made in this first year. But the way that you want to think about it is this is going to be the most important marketing asset that you will have from now for all time. And there's a number of reasons why that is. The calls are free. Customers, value. There's all those stats I could share with you, but customers value Google reviews over even organic web ranking, right? So I know that's probably not the message that you want to hear, but I do kind of want to put Nicole on the spot a little bit. Nicole, could you tell the story of Arnold's Plumbing?
I literally just put in the chat. I go, Dale, could you put how many reviews you had when you started versus now?
Is Dale on the call?
He's in the chat, so he doesn't have he can't talk, but he can put it in the chat.
Okay.
So Dale, if you're able to type, please do. But when he first started with us, I think he had 10 or 11 reviews. Tell me if I'm wrong, Dale, but I'm pretty sure it was around there. And then now he has 805. And he ranks in the top 3 for Oklahoma City for plumbing, which Oklahoma City is like the biggest metro area here in Oklahoma. And so it obviously didn't happen overnight, but within his first year, he was well over 100 and he's just not stopped. Like he's just never been satisfied. And so we set a goal. He had a buddy who had a plumbing company in Oklahoma City who had about 500 reviews. And that was our first goal, was to get past him. And now he has 805 and he's one of the highest rated and most reviewed companies in Oklahoma City.
Nice. Good for him. That's
And
good.
I think a good message here, guys, is like why property rehab only has like 13 reviews and they started getting more calls versus like Michael is 22 and he's not getting calls yet. It's going to be so dependent upon your area and your industry and your competition, along with the other factors that Robert talked about with like how old your listing is, stuff like that comes into play too. But you never can look at another buddy or friend who has a company and expect to see the same results as them. It's just so dependent on your area and your industry and your competition is how you're going to rank. But one thing we know for certain is that continuing to get reviews is always going to serve you.
Yeah, I'll keep pushing for it. That's the, I don't know as bad as hard as Jim's been pushing it. I haven't, yelled at anybody yet or choked anybody out, It should get on that phone, But I guess, it's not a bad idea. It's like, because at this point, I'm getting frustrated with some of the people I've done work for. Like, I went to somebody's house. It lived like 2 miles from me, not even 2 miles. And I'm like, I just went there to do something small for him. And I'm like, hey, it's no big deal. Don't worry about it. Why don't you give me a good Google review and then we'll call it even, And was like, all right, yeah, no problem. I'll take care of it, And then he's like, what? And then I'm like, all right, cool. And I just left. And then I still haven't yet to get that Google review from that guy. So now it's like, now I got to harass him about it. And I just don't want to do it, but I guess I'm going to end up having to.
Yeah.
Just so I can get another review, If
you don't text them the link when you're right there in front of them and say, hey, can you click on it to make sure that it works? And you watch them click on it and you say, awesome. Did the 5 stars pull up or is it asking you to sign in? Cool. It's needing you to sign into your Gmail. Do you happen to know your login for that? Awesome. Now is it showing you the stars? Perfect. You'll just select which stars and write a brief little sentence. If you are not holding their hand and watching them do it, I promise you they will not do it.
Yeah, well, that's the problem I've experienced so far. Yeah.
But just to show you guys, still looking at Arnold's Plumbing his listing, his listing January of 2025 versus 2024 was up almost 50%. He got 74 calls, and those are free calls. Those are not from his Google local services. He didn't pay for a single one of these 74 calls, which was up 15% over last year. And he got 75 website clicks, which was up 108%. And so
that's just for the month of January.
It's for January.
And so Jordan, you've had your hand up for a long time. Appreciate your patience. Why don't you close us out here or do the final question?
Yeah. I just wanted to say, if you guys have any problems getting a review or someone to sign on to a Google review or listening for you guys, getting in there and supporting you, listen, we will fly Jim out directly to every client's house. Have him squeeze it out of them like a tube of toothpaste. That's all we got to do. It's easy.
I love it.
No, truthfully, real quick, QR code. I have a QR code and on my phone, and I literally give them the QR code and I let them scan it right there. I went to a lady's house in a snowstorm. We had a snowstorm in Chicago. She had some structural issues. Attorney called me to go look because I do expert witness work here in Chicago. And I went and looked at it, and I said, you don't have any problems. Looked at the blueprints. And I said, it was really nice meeting you and your husband. I want to do an ADU. I said, okay, maybe we'll do that for you. I don't think you need it, but chat a little bit. Quickly, I said to her, I says, it'd be great. I always like helping out people and meet new people, but I love for other people to hear about how nice I was with you and how our relationship is. And I said, would you mind doing a Google review? She says, yeah, sure. I'll get to it. I'm like, great. Can we do it right now? I literally put the QR code. She scanned it with her phone, did it. I mean, it's up on Google now. I mean, you have to be aggressive like you're trying to get business because this is your business. This is, if you want to catch those numbers that you want to get. So if you want 100, I want to be 1,000 in 2 years. So I can't be 1,000. I'll be the biggest guy in construction in Chicago if I have 1,000. The only way I'm going to get that is by doing one and then another and then another and then another. So you have to go for each one of them. And just because you get one today doesn't mean you have to get it again tomorrow. So you have to be aggressive.
I don't think I can say no to you, Jim. I'll be honest with you.
One of the really important things I also want to highlight is the urgency of doing it there. The QR codes that Jim's talking about, having somebody like Nicole said, pull it up when you're there to be able to go ahead and do it. That makes a big difference. You're going to get the most reviews there. The email campaigns will run, help catch the stragglers, but it's all about the right timing and really doing it in real time is most effective.
I don't think I have a QR code for mine. I just set up a link.
We'll get you one.
Yeah.
Okay.
There is an option that you can do. We do this with our customers as well, with people we've done work with. We leave our card here with them. And on the back, this is kind of a catch-22 for us. We get them in two different spots. One is our contact is on the QR code. So I'll say, hey, if you like, here's our contact. Let's get it in your phone. They get their phone out. The contact's there, and the website and the reviews is one click away once they get this QR code on their phone. And it's easy. You lose people after 2 clicks. About 2 or 3 clicks, people are gone. Their mind is not there. So we've tried to get it within 2 clicks of getting this in their phone, and that's worked really well for us. Whether a pamphlet, via pamphlet, or a card, something that you can hand them, they can hold on to, but we get their phone out, like Nicole said, and get them to click it. And it's easy. It takes 5 seconds to put 5 stars on there and just write a quick little, hey, thanks, these guys did great.
Cool.
All right, one way we get hello. Hey, one way we get Google reviews for people that use House Calls Pro, they have an option in there to set it up to ask customers immediately after you send the invoice. So it sends the invoice and then sends an email, and we get about 1 a week off that.
I love it.
Yeah, there's all sorts of software and like we obviously run campaigns to help you guys get Google reviews, but the method that Nicole described of having patience, and again, this is more of the being comfortable in the discomfort, to just sit with a customer, especially for a service business, and make sure that they can actually leave the review is the best way to build reviews. Now you can incentivize your guys, you can incentivize the customer. There's all sorts of incentives you can do. You can use review software. We can run campaigns for you. But the best way is to make sure that your team goes in there and gets those reviews. That's like how the Arnold's Plumbing does it. That's how the Better Plumber does it. That's how, the Upfront Services does it. They expect their team and train them to sit with a customer and make sure they get a review. And that's how you accelerate, from 5 reviews a week to 10 to 15. That's how you accelerate really fast. So, all right, Nicole. Well, I'm going to let you close this out. Nicole loves doing this.
You love saying that.
I'm just kidding. I know she kind of hates it. So we do something super cheesy, but hey, embrace the discomfort. We make it fun. I'm going to count down from 3. I'm going to ask everyone right now to unmute your mics. I'm going to count down from 3, 3, 2, 1. Then we're all going to say growth, right? Okay. So I'm going to go 3, 2, 1. We're all going to yell growth like we're maniacs. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Growth.
Go Birds.
All right, guys. Have a good one.
Thank you.